Welcome once again here outside McKenna Arena. My name is Paul Condry. Thanks for joining us here on Regional Radio Sports, alongside Tanner Camp, producing and directing all of our Holy Cross College Women's and Men's Basketball Media Day. And it's a thrill to be able to visit with two of the other seniors that we talked about in our previous segment. Great to have Kayliana Hammel at the opposite end of my vantage point, and Jordyn Smith, who's just to my right. All right, and one of the unique things I have in this segment that we're going to talk is Coach is not here, so we can pick on Coach a little bit. So, Jordyn, let's talk about picking on Coach Tom Robbins. You know, he told me in the previous segment that the important thing of setting the culture of this program, you bought into that mindset coming in. So, speak to the culture on how this Tom Robbins-led women's basketball program has grown, matured, and developed during your time here.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick on him. I think he's done a great job with the program and progressing it over the past 4 years, and really just how each year has been like a different challenge, and just how far we've come, and like our freshman class just kind of instilling the confidence in us, and coming in as a freshman, like he gave me that confidence to really like boost the program like early on, and then like leading that to the freshmen now, and just like the sisterhood that we have and how close we are with each other and how comfortable. It's just been really easy to just connect and get what like we want to get done.
Kayliana, what's your take on Coach Robbins? Has he done a pretty good job here of building this thing?
Yeah, I think he's done an amazing job. Like, for who he's been recruiting and everything, they've been fitting in with our team, and just the team dynamic from my freshman year to now is completely different, like in terms of closeness and like how like the sisterhood that he's instilled and built in our program.
Tom tells me that you guys played some grade school together back in the fort. Is that true, Kayliana?
Yeah. I moved to Fort Wayne in my 8th grade year, and so I went to Jordyn school, and we met through our AAU program with Always 100. So we played together in 8th grade, and then we played some travel and trained, and then she went to the same high school as me for 1 week, and then she went to Penn.
So is there any truth to the rumor is that, Kayliana, you were the primary recruiter of getting Jordyn to come to Holy Cross, as well as Grace to come to Holy Cross? So you really are the recruiting coordinator, true? Is there any truth to that?
I would say a little bit, because when I committed to Holy Cross, I found out Jordyn had an offer, so I was kind of texting her. I was like, hey, what do you think about Holy Cross? Because I knew she had other offers too, and I was like, you should really come. I think we should play together. And then like my mom obviously was texting her family and everyone, so I kind of like pushed a little bit, but it was her choice ultimately.
Is that the way you see the story, Jordyn, unfolding?
Yeah, kind of like just texting her about it. I was just like how funny it would be, like going from 8th grade to like college playing basketball together, and like Kayliana committed first, then after Grace did, it's like two of my best friends were both at the same school, so it's like, I don't know, I kind of had to at that point, and just like I love the program and everything here, so it was just like a great fit for me.
Well, I mean, for both you guys to be able to come in here and be a part of the class that changed the direction of the program, it has to make you feel pretty proud. Jordyn, what do you think?
Yeah, I am really proud of like how far we've come, especially as like going from freshman to senior year, and just how confident we are now, and just like how our wins have progressed every year and the things we've been able to do.
Kayliana, when you look at the development of your game, and you find yourself in a very unique role as a prolific three-point shooter. As a matter of fact, a lot of people may or may not know that the single-season three-point shooter of all time, 40%. So you can certainly fill it up from out there. But if you look at your development, you got sidelined a little bit because of an injury. So that's had to step back. And some athletes don't recover well mentally and emotionally after an injury. So I want you to share part of that journey on how are you able to fight through some of the dynamics that people sometimes, plain and simple, don't ever come back for, but you have done just the opposite. You have excelled since you've come back.
Yeah, it was definitely difficult when I got injured, just because it was so early in the season too, only the 3rd game. And so I definitely went through some ups and downs dealing with that. Like mentally, I was just down because I couldn't be out there helping my team, especially with some games that I know I could contribute in. And so I tried to separate, for me personally, I tried to separate what I was going through with my injury from basketball, and I tried to like focus in more on like different aspects of my life, just because I knew I used to depend on like basketball a lot for my emotions, so I started focusing on other things. And then when I got back into basketball, I was really trying to take the pressure off of myself mostly, and just thinking in my head that I am coming back from something hard, so I'm always going to push myself to do as best as I can.
I had a student athlete one time who was Division I athlete who was injured and blew out her knee and had to sit almost for 2 seasons. It was a really severe injury. And one of the things that she told me was the fact that she realized after basketball was taken away from her, two things kind of transpired in her life. And I'd like for you to maybe chime in on this. She told me that basketball had become her God. And then without being able to have that, there was a void there. But she also realized that that there was another way that she can contribute to basketball by being a better teammate, looking at the game differently. How can I be an encourager? And she said she really changed her life and her mindset on how she became a better teammate. She became a better person because of the injury. Can you speak to, is there any similarities in your story?
Mm-hmm. I definitely think that's the case for me as well too, because I did happen like before my injury, I put myself like under a lot of pressure, and then like if I was doing bad in basketball, I would be down, so I wouldn't be encouraging and helping my teammates as much. So I feel like I tried to work on that a lot when I was injured and like support others. So I think that's a big like thing for people that are going through injuries to try to focus on.
Jordyn, what your role was different with your friend. I mean, you had to be the encourager for her. You were going out and doing what you do really, really well, but you also understood some of the things in your own heart that she was in pain, and so you had to be a great friend for her. Can you speak to how your relationship, the two of you together, how that probably even improved when she was going through that?
Yeah, we were all like just really proud of like how she handled it, and like I tore my ACL too in like high school, so like I knew how hard it was, and just like seeing her like show up for games and practices, it's like harder than it looks. So I like knew how supportive that she was like as a teammate still, like took a lot for her to do. So like we all acknowledged that, and just how like we're proud about how hard she worked, and like even like sprinting on the sidelines before her surgery, like doing crazy stuff while she was in therapy and like still trying to contribute. So yeah, we were just all very close and just wanted to support her in that time.
Okay, let's talk about your guys' mindset coming into this season. Jordyn, you're going to rewrite the record book in regards to assists when it's all said and done. Give us an idea. When I do Holy Cross games, I always refer to you as the quarterback, because the ball's in your hands as you facilitate the offense as well as maybe the defense, respectively. You're the person that is the go-to gal. So I want you to talk about the importance of, number one, having a leadership mindset. A servant, meaning you're going to distribute the basketball as a servant would, as you're going to be serving dinner. So you're in a situation where everything goes through you. Some athletes, once again, don't handle that role very well, but it seems like this is something that you have embraced and you've excelled at. So speak to that.
One thing that's just like really helped me is like my family. Just like having my dad as a coach, like I've always been around the game of basketball, so that's what like has helped me become like knowledgeable about the game
Sure.
and confident, and more than just like scoring and rebounding and like things like that, but just like seeing how everything like operates together. And both my older sister who played in college, she was a point guard, younger brother's a point guard, so like we've all really like just like sat and watched games together and really like thought about it kind of like behind the scenes, like a little deeper level. So that's like one way of being able to like support each other, and I'm taking that role into like the games. I just feel like more confident and like calm, like knowing everything that I've done in the past and like all the work that I put in, and knowing the offense, and just being like confident in like what's going on the court, like just knowing what's going to happen, and that's just really helped me be like calm in my position.
Do you feel going into this season you have an expanded role, or is it with all the new kids coming in, because you find yourself with a lot of young gals that we're going to have to step up and play prominent minutes? They may not be playing the minutes that you and Grace and Kayliana did when you guys were freshmen, but they certainly are going to have to step up if this team's going to have a successful season.
Yeah, I feel like this year my role actually might be easier as distributor, because I'm more confident in like all the talent that my team has this year, especially from like top to bottom. Our freshman class coming in is super talented, and I feel confident that they'll be able to score and feel comfortable and know what they got to do. And just like distributing the ball, like I feel like as a team we'll be a lot more better this year.
Kayliana, take a look at your role now. You find yourself as that person that's going to be able to have to knock down those pivotal shots from the perimeter after Jordyn distributes. Give us an idea on what you did during the offseason to work on your shot.
I did a lot of not form shooting, but like stationary shooting, moving. I also worked on finishing at the basket, because besides shooting, I really like to drive, and sometimes my I just want to work on my efficiency with finishing around the basket. So I did a lot of training on that. And then I'm transitioning into a role more as a 2 guard, primarily backside guard to help in case of terms of pressing. So I worked a lot on like ball handling and that types of things on the off season as well.
With the young group, Jordyn, is there some talent on this roster that if you look up and down the roster, who are you excited about their contributions this season?
I would say like a part of our team that's been missing is just like the 3-point like efficiency and just like all the freshmen coming in being able to shoot the 3-point so well. I feel like that's just really going to help stretch our game and allow like that drives to be easier for people who like to drive. And if that's taken away, we'll be able to kick out. We have Grace in the middle, like other great post players. I just feel like from all like sides of the court, like we'll be real well balanced, and that'll really help us out.
Kayliana, do you feel that with some other gals coming off the bench to be able to knock down some shots that, hey, listen, you don't have to be you don't have to knock down 7 triples a game for your team to be successful, right?
Yeah, I too. I never really had the mindset that I was like a knockdown shooter, and so I really am like a drive first person. So those shots, I can still take those same shots when I can, but it is nice having like shooters come in and knowing that I know that they can knock it down too.
Let's take a look at the landscape of the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Very, very deep league. Give us your thoughts, Jordyn. Number one, IU South Bend, the team locally here in St. Joe County, has ruled the roost the last couple seasons. So they have carried the banner, at least for the Indiana side of the CCAC. And obviously, until somebody proves otherwise, they're the team to beat. Are you guys going to be able the team that's able to beat the team to beat?
Yeah, I feel like with them, with all their graduating seniors, they have like a new team dynamic. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And I feel like that number one spot in the conference is really like up for grabs right now. So I feel like us personally, that's one of our like biggest goals as a team, and that's what we're going after.
Kayliana, how do you feel about the landscape of the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference?
I agree with what Jordyn said. It's really wide in terms of who's going to be the number one spot. And I know we're going to come in with the mindset, like hunger, like you were talking about, like Hunter or whatever, and that we're going to want to get to that number one spot. So I know we're going to put our best effort forward to get there.
Have you guys sorted out what you want to do post Holy Cross College? Jordyn, we'll start with you.
Right now I have like an internship with the Notre Dame women's basketball team, so I'm really like focusing on maybe trying to stay involved in like athletics and marketing that way.
How about you, Kayliana?
I'm planning on going to dental school after Holy Cross, so I'm in the process right now of applying. I just had an interview last week with IU Dental School in Indianapolis, so that's my goal for after Holy Cross.
What is your goal for your basketball team this season?
I want to see a lot of wins, obviously, be number one in the conference, and go to that national tournament.
What would it mean to you, Kayliana, if you went to the NAI National Tournament Series?
That would be the best possible case scenario for ending out my career in basketball, our career as a team, and just it would be great.
How about you, Jordyn?
Yeah,
NAIA.
Yeah, that's like the overall goal for the past 4 years, but I feel like this year it's just like very much like reachable, to get there.
Sure.
And I'm like more confident than I've ever been in these past 4 years of making it there, so I just really want to end my career that way.
Do you foresee yourself being a coach someday?
I don't know about that yet, but I'm not ruling it out.
Kayliana, coaching in your future? I know you mentioned the dental school, but I mean, you can still be a great coach in the dental world.
I actually coached a 5th and 6th grade AAU team a few summers ago, and that was something I enjoyed. So I could see myself doing something like that for like summer travel ball.
I want to wish you guys best luck. Stay injury-free. Look forward to, I know Tanner and I are both excited about watching you guys close out a spectacular upcoming campaign. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Once again, a special thanks to Jordyn and Kayliana for their time here today, and a special thanks to Tom Robbins and everyone here at Holy Cross College at Notre Dame, Indiana. Women's Basketball Media Day concludes here just outside McKenna Arena. I'm Paul Condry along with Tanner Camp. Thanks for joining us here on Regional Radio Sports.